Boateng, Silla and McGowan, Cameron, Bakayoko and Tiffany. As for Rangers, it's Butland, Tavernier, Goldson, Suter, Sterling, Seaman, Lawrence, Cantwell, Lundstrom, Silver and Roof. Kickoff is fast approaching then in the encounter between Dundee and Rangers tonight. It's the final Scottish Premiership match before the league splits. Rangers are aiming to shrink the gap to Celtic to just 1 point. Dundee have already confirmed the top 6 but pushing for Europe. Rangers coming to this game after losing to 11th place Ross County on Sunday, which dented their title hopes. This game should have originally played on Sunday the 17th of March. It was rearranged then for the 10th of April before yet again more pitch inspection delays, and it is frustration. But now finally these two teams can finally get it on. Dundee boss Turin Docherty also makes 3 changes to the starting lineup. 2 in defence, Owen Dodson and Ricky Lamy come in for Antonio Portales and Alan Donnelly from their goal destroying Aberdeen. Archie Botan takes the place of Dara Costello in midfield. Kamar Mouff makes a rare start for Rangers. Philip Clement makes 3 changes to the game against County. He replaces Cyril Dessers, who drops to the bench, Borna Barisic and Kieran Dahl. Dujon Sterling starts at left back. Tom Lawrence returns in central midfield. The teams then Dundee go with McCracken, then Dodson, Lamy, Shaughnessy and McGee, Boateng, Silla and McGowan, Cameron, Bakayoko and Tiffany. As for Rangers, it's Butland, Tavernier, Goldson, Suter, Sterling, Seaman, Lawrence, Cantwell, Lundstrom, Silver and Roof. Kickoff is fast approaching then in the encounter between Dundee and Rangers tonight. It's the final Scottish Premiership match before the league splits. Rangers are aiming to shrink the gap to Celtic to just 1 point. Dundee have already confirmed the top 6 but pushing for Europe. Rangers coming to this game after losing to 11th place Ross County on Sunday, which dented their title hopes. This game should have originally played on Sunday the 17th of March. It was rearranged then for the 10th of April before yet again more pitch inspection delays, and it is frustration. But now finally these two teams can finally get it on. Dundee boss Turin Docherty also makes 3 changes to the starting lineup. 2 in defence, Owen Dodson and Ricky Lamy come in for Antonio Portales and Alan Donnelly from their goal destroying Aberdeen. And Archie Botan takes the place of Dara Costello in midfield. Kamar Mouff makes a rare start for Rangers. Philip Clement makes 3 changes to the game against County. He replaces Cyril Dessers, who drops to the bench, Borna Barisic and Kieran Dahl. Dujon Sterling starts at left back. Tom Lawrence returns in central midfield. The teams then Dundee go with McCracken, then Dodson, Lamy, Shaughnessy and McGee, Boateng, Silla and McGowan, Cameron, Bakayoko and Tiffany. As for Rangers, it's Butland, Tavernier, Goldson, Suter, Sterling, Seaman, Lawrence, Cantwell, Lundstrom, Silver and Roof. Kickoff is fast approaching then in the encounter between Dundee and Rangers tonight. It's the final Scottish Premiership match before the league splits. Rangers are aiming to shrink the gap to Celtic to just 1 point. Dundee have already confirmed the top 6 but pushing for Europe. Rangers coming to this game after losing to 11th place Ross County on Sunday, which dented their title hopes. This game should have originally played on Sunday the 17th of March. It was rearranged then for the 10th of April before yet again more pitch inspection delays, and it is frustration. But now finally these two teams can finally get it on. Dundee boss Turin Docherty also makes 3 changes to the starting lineup. 2 in defence, Owen Dodson and Ricky Lamy come in for Antonio Portales and Alan Donnelly from their goal destroying Aberdeen. And Archie Botan takes the place of Dara Costello in midfield. Kamar Mouff makes a rare start for Rangers. Philip Clement makes 3 changes to the game against County. He replaces Cyril Dessers, who drops to the bench, Borna Barisic and Kieran Dahl. Dujon Sterling starts at left back. Tom Lawrence returns in central midfield. The teams then Dundee go with McCracken, then Dodson, Lamy, Shaughnessy and McGee, Boateng, Silla and McGowan, Cameron, Bakayoko and Tiffany. As for Rangers, it's Butland, Tavernier, Goldson, Suter, Sterling, Seaman, Lawrence, Cantwell, Lundstrom, Silver and Roof. Kickoff is fast approaching then in the encounter between Dundee and Rangers tonight. It's the final Scottish Premiership match before the league splits. Rangers are aiming to shrink the gap to Celtic to just 1 point. Dundee have already confirmed the top 6 but pushing for Europe. Rangers coming to this game after losing to 11th place Ross County on Sunday, which dented their title hopes. This game should have originally played on Sunday the 17th of March. It was rearranged then for the 10th of April before yet again more pitch inspection delays, and it is frustration. But now finally these two teams can finally get it on. Dundee boss Turin Docherty also makes 3 changes to the starting lineup. 2 in defence, Owen Dodson and Ricky Lamy come in for Antonio Portales and Alan Donnelly from their goal destroying Aberdeen. And Archie Botan takes the place of Dara Costello in midfield. Kamara Roof makes a rare start for Rangers. Philip Clement makes 3 changes to the game against County. He replaces Cyril Dessers, who drops to the bench, Borna Barisic and Kieran Dunn. Dujon Sterling starts at left back. Tom Lawrence returns in central midfield. The teams then Dundee go with McCracken. It's then Dodson, Lamy, Shaughnessy and McGee. Boateng, Silla and McGowan. Cameron, Bakayoko and Tiffany. As for Rangers, it's Butland, Tavernier, Goldson, Suter, Sterling, Seaman, Lawrence, Cantwell, Lundstrom, Silva and Roof. Kickoff is fast approaching then in the encounter between Dundee and Rangers. Good evening then and welcome to our coverage of the encounter between Dundee and Rangers. The game underway. Dundee in their all blue strip. It is Rangers in the red with blue. And the girls defending early doors here as the ball is played in. There's a shot's going to come right across the face of goal, and Dundee inside a minute nearly opened the scoring. Thrashed across the face from Boateng. So it was a played in to the penalty area by Bakayoko. Dropped into an area in the box where Rangers didn't deal with it. And then Boateng has thrashed his shot across the face. Those in the ground thought it was in. I think a few of those Rangers colours thought it was in as well. They were panicking, to say the least. But they got the job done there. The girls to at least survive. And we're a minute in with the changes apiece, 3 each. Rangers go with the strongest team possible after that disappointing defeat last time out. Here's Cantwell. So the Dundee go with McCracken, Dodson, Lemmy, Shaughnessy and McGee. McCowan, Silla, Boateng, Tiffany, Bakayoko and Cameron. As for Rangers tonight, they've gone with Butland, Tavernier, Goldson, Suter, Sterling, Lawrence, Seamer, Cantwell, Lundstrom, Silva and a rare start for Kamara Roof, who will look to have his say in the game early doors with a couple of chances. Rangers coming forward down the right hand side. They've managed to play it into midfield for Lawrence. As a player, I think it is Kamara Roof. He's gone down off the ball. I think it's an aerial collision. They bumped into each other. The referee has given a free kick on that for that foul on Kamara Roof, taken off the ball, and that is why we are a couple of minutes in with our first stoppage for a set piece. So not the most packed out arena tonight. There is a few seats spare for the game in Dundee. This is the game that's been moved twice, or cancelled twice should I say, rather than moved. But yeah, it has been a disruptor. There was a pitch inspection yesterday to ensure it was on. There was even a backup pitch option to see if it was on, such as the fact it's been that much of a disaster to field this game. So real frustration for those that want the game out of the way. And hopefully this game is exciting as Dundee come forward, play it into the box. Tavernier hooks it clear, and it's a good clearance as well. Played out into the middle of the park. Lawrence running at it. A Dundee defender gets there first in the shape of Shaughnessy, and the captain swings the ball away from trouble and out of play. And Tony Docherty, the manager, is out there ready to go for his side. 3 minutes gone. Rangers in possession. They're still taking their time here, the girls. They go across midfield. It's a looping high ball in the wind out towards the right wing for Seamer to try and challenge with, and Seamer just backs into his defender. Wins it back and goes back to Goldson. Goldson inside his own half, pings the ball. It's a good ball as well. And looking for Silva at the other end of the pitch. He was cutting in on an arch run. And the bounce on this surface has just taken it away from him. Philip Clement's men nearly responding from Boateng's opening effort with a goal of their own. And McCracken now with the ball in hand, just taking his time. And there is talk of some new rules coming forth in the future about goalkeepers' time wasting and what the new rules will be. He certainly took his time there, 20-30 seconds. The long ball forward from him is then hacked away by Rangers. No taking any chances was Sterling at left back. He hacks the ball into the stands, and Shaughnessy is making his way out there to take what should be a long throw. Silva's coming up as well. Shaughnessy's throwing eventually into the area. 4.5 minutes gone. Header flicked on towards goal, easy for Butland, who decides to actually keep it in play. He could have let it go, but he jumped backwards, kept it, pushed it further forward, and has just rolled it out to the right-hand side this time for Lundstrom. Forward he goes with the pass to Roof, and his pass overhit, and Dundee mop up the pieces. Goal kick out the hands of McCracken. 5.5 gone. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. The ball flicked on by Bakayoko, but only into the hands of Jack Butland, who is just going to make his way away with this and carry proceedings on. And he knows what he's doing out there, Butland, distributing it short this time out to Sterling. Every time he's got it, he's looked to carry things on immediately. Quick fire pass, quick throw, something to get them on the front foot. Kamar Roof done the same here. He's taken on a couple of Dundee players. One of them is actually still on the floor holding their lower leg, where the Roof went in over the top, but the referee has played on and isn't too interested in slowing the game down. The Dundee player is Shaughnessy, and he's slowly getting to his feet. It's taken him as quite a while. Rangers have not really shown much sympathy. They might have to now, because Shaughnessy's still down. Dundee are asking for the ball to go out. The long ball forward to Silva. Silva's into the penalty area now. Dundee are still not happy. Now one of the players is coming across to try and put the challenge in, but Silva steps away. Rangers are certainly not trying to play here for any friends. They've got a job to do. As Tavernier gets it, skips inside. He's about 25 yards out. Looping ball to the far post for Roof. Header back in. Dundee are still not happy because Shaughnessy is still on the ground. And that, well, you probably feel might come back to bite Rangers, for the pure fact that if any of their players go down, they are not going to get anybody to show any sympathy. So Roof turns past one. Oh, it's the referee. The referee's the closest to Shaughnessy. Now, I don't know whether it is Shaughnessy that's rolled the ankle. I think Shaughnessy might have stepped his foot into the floor and he might have rolled the ankle. I don't think the referee's hurt, because obviously the referee did that. He'd have to stop the game. But the referee is the closest to Shaughnessy. There is nobody else near him, and that is why he's struggling. So Roof gets it. Shaughnessy steps his foot into the floor and something immediately gives way. Now, whether he's overstretched, let's hope that's all it is, because you don't want to see a player of his calibre, captain, going off after 7.5 minutes. But he's talking to the physio. There's a despondent look on his face and a shaking of the head, which suggests he knows it's perhaps a bit more serious, and they need to do a full, thorough checkup. He's on his feet and he's limping off the pitch as he walks his way to the sideline. Now, he's shaking his head. Now, whether it's just the fact that there was a moment of panic, he's able to put some weight on it now. So whatever they've done to just try and get the feeling back in that lower left leg has worked. He's off the touchline near Philippe Clement. 8 minutes gone, Dundee 0, Rangers 0. In fact, they've looked across and maybe looking at a sub here. Shaughnessy, he's going back to the bench. He's looking in the air. Now, obviously, if they're thinking for the second phase of the league after the split, that is where there is the issue. They've got to think long term as Rangers get back on the ball with Lawrence. Again, the girls are not interested in showing any sign of sympathy. Out to the left-hand side it goes for Sterling. Sterling will make his way forward onto his right foot. He whips the ball in all the way across the face of goal. It's well past everybody behind, out of play on a goal kick. 9 minutes gone. Still goalless. And they are making a change here, Dundee. They're taking no chances with their skipper, Shaughnessy. No chances whatsoever. So Portales is on. Game back underway. Rangers with a long ball forward. Now they've got a chance, actually. Seamer's got to it. It's come from nowhere, this, all the way forward. Great save from the goalkeeper, McCracken. So the game back underway. Just tottling up the notes. Portales on for Shaughnessy. Long ball forward from Dundee. Intercepted because of a poor pass. And then within one ball up to Seamer. And they were on their way. Seamer driving forward. Took a big touch out of his feet. But then fired the ball straight on the throat of McCracken with his right boot. He's tipped it away from danger. 10 minutes gone. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. Throw-in taken from the Gerts. Dundee thump it back out towards the left touchline. It's actually stayed in play. Tavernier's headed it clear. And it's out of play on the far side. A couple of players having a few arguments. In particular, McCowan. He's not happy with something later, earlier in the piece, arguing with Cantwell. Now Dundee in possession. And they're going straight through the heart of the Rangers defence. They win it back, forward to Silva, now out to Lawrence. Now they're into the penalty area of Dundee. Quick fire attack again, Lawrence coming forward, tried to lay it off to Cantwell. Instead it's intercepted by McCowan, and they can come forward now, Dundee. Forward to Bakayoko, like a brick wall. He holds it off the attentions of Suter. But now Suter gets back to Bakayoko for a second nibble, wins it back, and the Gers from left to right go across towards Tavernier. Tavernier forward into Lawrence. Here is Silva. Forward it goes, laid out to the left-hand side. They're still trying to get to it here, Silva, but he's lost out to the right back, McGee. McGee getting across, making sure that he won the ball first of all. Looking at a couple of replays of some appeals at the end of the pitch. And they were asking for a handball right on the edge of the box. That's what McCowan was moaning at earlier on when I said he wasn't in a good mood with Todd Cantwell, and that's the case. Game back underway. Referee explaining himself, of course, to what he expected there as Seaman gets to it, puts the ball across the face of goal in towards McCracken, and a good save from the Dundee goalkeeper in relatively calm waters. There was nobody really coming at him. He just took a little step back, picked up the ball and rolled it out to his right hand side to McGee. But Rangers' ability to win the ball back has been pretty evident so far. A lot of Dundee's players try to go over the top. Rangers are winning it early. Roof out across to Lundstrom. Lundstrom through the middle to Seamer. Seamer's looking across the face of goal. Whips it. McCracken again. That's the second time in as many minutes that he has forced a save out of McCracken. And it's still 0-0. Dundee with McCracken going long towards Bakayoko. .14 gone. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. On the left-hand side, a poor ball that from Dodson. He was looking to try and pick out McCowan. He overhit it. He also had Tiffany down the line, and Goldson plays it away from danger. Dodson will get at least a throw-in to make amends, but to wait his turn for this. There's no rush from anybody in Dundee colours. Now eventually Tiffany does come out and support. He goes back up the line this time to McCowan. McCowan's looping ball in towards the far post. Bakayoko was looking for it. Silva's got to get across. A shot's coming in from McGee. Slices it past the near post. Did Butland get a touch to it? He could well have done. He has. It's hit him under the rib cage, Jack Butland. At the last second, I think he realised it was going out. He couldn't get his body out of the way. To Dundee corner. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. And slice wide by McGee. But Butland, on his way to try and get out of the firing line, has messed up there and ensured that this is a corner turn Dundee. They've got two players that have gone across for it. There's a half-empty stand at the Scott Foam Stadium awaiting what could happen here. They actually take it short, the home team. 15 gone. Rangers pushing out. It's a cleverly worked corner as well. Back towards the corner flag. Whipped in. The corner is diffused. He was offside, the return sender there. I think it's Cameron that stepped off. Rangers did well. Got up in time and ensured that it is no panic at the back there after 15 minutes. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. Here is Lundstrom. Rolled out to the right-hand side for Goldson. Goldson threads it through to Tavernier. He will loop it into the middle. It's Dundee that clear. Only into the middle of the park for Lawrence. His header goes sideways into the centre circle to Lundstrom. Flicking from him to Silva. That's then played into Seaman, and it's cleared away by Dundee with Connor Goldson in a foot race with Bakayoko. Goldson pings it back to Butland. Awful bounce. Butland deals with it very well. A bit like a volleyball pass straight up in the air over the net. And it's away. And now Tavernier can come away in relative ease. Tavernier down the right hand side. Now Seaman. He's seen a lot of the ball tonight for Rangers. 16 gone. He's gone from right to left now. Souttar's carrying it over halfway in the all-red top of Rangers. The blue shorts, red socks into Lundstrom. Lundstrom goes across to the left for Cantwell. Cantwell's looking for a way through and just plays it to Lundstrom. Not going very far here, Rangers, but now they do with Lundstrom over the top to Seaman. Chests it under control, whips it in and towards the passionate Rangers end. He wins his team a corner. A block from Dodson gets Rangers a set piece. Just what they needed, just what they wanted as well in that area of the pitch. Get themselves in a good spot and let's see what they can do from here. Silva's in the middle, Souttar's come up, Goldson will be up there with him as well. Ball swung in towards the far post and it's headed away. Dundee get there across. There's a couple of bodies on the floor, a few penalty appeals, half-hearted to say the least, but Dodson's clearance is at least over halfway. Lundstrom heads it out for a throw and Dundee can take some time off the clock as Seaman is still down. But he has been at the heart of absolutely everything that Rangers have done. Goldson was appealing, by the way, for a penalty. He believed that his teammate was pulled to the floor, which replay showed there was a slight touch, but not to the point where I think it was a blatant foul. I think there was a little bit desperate there. The Gers. The throw-in taken by Dodson. Kamal Roof, the closest to him, tried to put him under pressure, but Dodson's pass down the line has actually been sliced out of play. And it is Rangers' throw themselves. They're taking it quickly, and from right to left, it is played forward into Harry Souttar. And I say Harry Souttar, of course, John Souttar, should I say, the Scots. Harry Souttar of Leicester. John Souttar, my apologies, goes forward, out towards Sterling. Into Souttar again. The centre-half plays it into Cantwell. Good idea from Cantwell, but he's caught in possession. He tries to play it forward. Same for McCowan. Run into traffic. Cantwell's got it back. A Cruyff turn read perfectly by the towering frame of Silla in Dundee colours, and now Cameron lofts it over the top. He's given Boateng something to chase. Boateng will chase it down, but Sterling's watched it all the way, and he plays it down the left-hand side. It hits Cantwell. Now they're looking for a way through, and a backheel attempt, and it's hooked away by Cantwell once more, and it's out of play. Out of possession of Rangers near the halfway. Real Madrid have scored in the Champions League encounter against Manchester City, so that's not ideal for the citizens in their match as the ball is played out towards the left-hand side. Good work from Sterling. There's no penalty appeals. Dundee player going to ground, Sterling going to ground. Dundee rescue it back with McGee, and McGee's looking for a way through as it currently stands, but he's forced backwards into McCowan. Yet another poor touch from him. Nearly gives Cantwell half a chance to come back into the full, but sadly it's unable to be intercepted by him. Dodson's got it back, plays it into the middle, a heavy touch, it'll fall for Bakayoko. He wanted a 1-2 with Cameron. Lundstrom from behind and a free kick in the D, right on the edge of the box. A free kick for Dundee at home. Rangers under pressure here, and far from ideal in terms of The location there, Lundstrom, little bit desperate, knew that he had to get a touch in, and did just that. On hand, 20 minutes gone, and we have a spectacle here if this goes in, because Rangers need to win. The pressure's on if they don't. So I stood over this, McCowan's there. You've got Cameron likewise having a little word. But it is Cameron's right-footed effort and McCowan's left that could be the way this game is going to hinge on this free kick. We're about a yard inside the D, just outside the box. It's going to be hard to get it up and over. It is a left-footed strike. Butland saves, but it's fallen. A shot comes in. Dundee with Bakayoko. Is it offside? And I think it is. It was turned towards goal at first by the centre forward. Actually, luckily, it was Tiffany that turned it first, then Bakayoko. He was on the line pretty much, so Tiffany's the one that's offside. So McCowan's free kick, it's hit towards, from Butland towards Tiffany. It's then palmed across to Bakayoko. But I think it was Tiffany originally that was offside, and then Bakayoko's position is questionable as well. And we have a disallowed goal, 21 minutes in. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. It will be checked. There'll be so many people at home trying to debate it. Try to debate where the line would be drawn. But this is a frustration for Dundee and a delight for Rangers. The girls live to fight another day from that set piece, but something to build on if you are the home team. Jack Butland did palm it straight at an opposition forward, which was a huge, huge risk to take, because Dundee with the ball over the top. Rangers head it clear into Lundstrom. Lundstrom flicks it over his head towards Roof. Dundee down the right hand side in possession, holding it up. Throw into Dundee. Taken short. Won another one. There's McGee. Finally McGee goes down the line. Ball in towards Bakayoko. Butland comes out and grabs the ball. A simple catch for him. And he goes and bowls it out to Lundstrom. And he goes down the line looking for Seema. Intercepted by Dodson. Here is Tiffany now. Into Cameron. Back out to Dodson. Bakayoko's making his way into the penalty area, but 50-60 yards out from goal, so not much in it. Rangers player caught McCowan late. Referee lets the game go. Doesn't actually give advantage. McCowan loops it up down the line looking for Bakayoko. He chases what could be a lost cause, because that's good work from Connor Goldson. Ushers it out of play, the centre-half. Does very well to do so. And we're halfway through this first 45 minutes with the scoreline still 0-0. Out to Tavernier. Down the line from him to Seema. And that is miss hit. 24 gone. And an easy pick up for Butland, who just rather than pick it up actually comes out off his line, out of his area to just play it forward. So 61.7% possession to Rangers. It is as dominant as that. But they haven't been a total domination in terms of efforts. Of course, Dundee have had a goal disallowed as the Gers come forward. Ball into the area now will be good, but they delay it. Seema knocks it back into Tavernier. Back out to Seema, who's arguably been the best player on the pitch in Rangers colours. And it's offside. Seema getting caught late there in close proximity to the official. was told to come back and give a free kick. It seemed an appeal, but to no avail really. And we are yet to see this free kick taken by McCracken, who's taking his time, let's be honest, let's put it that way. With these set pieces tonight, the aim of the game looks to be frustrate, and just slow proceedings. Do everything you can to ensure that this game does not go Rangers' way as the ball is played forward finally from that free kick. It's a misplaced header by Rangers. Goldson eventually wins it back, and now the Rangers centre-half marauders his way towards the halfway line, crosses the halfway line, plays it back into the middle. Lundstrom. Couple of 1-2s with Lawrence. Now he puts a bit of fizz on the ball looking for Cantwell over the top. That's an idea they've gone to a few times tonight. They've been very happy indeed to play a looping ball from John Lundstrom's right foot out over to the far side to try and get a bit of daylight over there, in behind the defence, get something going, but to no avail just yet. Nothing to get excited about if you're a Rangers fan, really, in terms of in front of goal, but not to say that can't change. As the ball is played over the top from Dundee, headed away by Goldson, out to Tavernier, straight back to sender because that's a long looping ball. Cantwell wins a 50-50 duel. Silva's up there as well. There's a bit more pace to the game. When it does get into the pacey elements of it, it's a good watch, but before that it can be quite laborious, and these two teams are cancelling each other out. Now not time this time though, because Silla had gone straight through the back of Kamar Roof, taken him down. That has meant that the referee wants to give this free kick, and he has given a free kick in a good area. Kamar Roof has just spun in front of the defender, turned on the ball to ensure there's a nice little bit of breathing space. And as he's done that, Silla's come straight through the back of him, kicked him from behind, and we have no yellow card, but certainly an uncomfortable Kamar Roof. But the main thing for Rangers is on his feet, and that is a happy sight for the Gers. They're one of the most injury-ravaged players in their squad. He's had a hard time of it since joining the club. Had some great moments, but also had some ones of frustration. They get to decide who's taking his free kick, by the way. There's a big old debate who should take it. And they want a new ball, is the reason why there's a delay. They're not happy with the lack of inflation. Referee is now coming across, I think, to help them get one. Or is it a communication issue? Yeah, I think Doherty's been told to calm down as well. So he's been given a talking to by the official. It's all happening out there at the Scott Foam Stadium with no real progress on who's going to take this set piece. I mean, we know who's taking it. It's a case of can they maybe trick somebody that it's going to be somebody else, but I highly doubt it. There's only one man that's good enough to take set pieces on a regular basis for this team, and it is James Tavernier, who's ready to go. Steps to the ball. And he's got Kamar Roof in his ear, perhaps telling him what he wants him to do. If you can go here, I can run it from this angle. All tactics being discussed by the Rangers front line. And now Tavernier does step up right-footed into the bottom corner, tipped away by McCracken. Just as it's about to creep into that bottom corner. A really good effort from Tavernier. It was going to go wide. McCracken wasn't to know, though, of course. He couldn't take that risk. Didn't want to take the risk, for starters. He was more than happy to tip that wide of the post and ensure that his team are still level with the Gers, which is where they want to be at this stage of the game. Tavernier swings in a corner, still goalless. Header towards goal, down the throat of McCracken. He spills it, but he dives on it at the second attempt. And in doing so, he gives his team another reprieve. This time, though, smashes it downfield, all the way down towards Tiffany. And now he's dispossessed by Sterling, who's going on a big, powerful run. He goes over halfway. He's given a nudge in the back by Tiffany, who's not played any of the ball. He just said, sit down, and made sure that he is not standing up anytime soon. Sterling laughing and joking as he gets to his feet. Lawrence asking the referee actually where he can take this set piece from, which is not a good look. He probably wanted more of an instruction there. And the referee doesn't really provide it. Looking at a replay of that McCracken save where he spilled the ball out into the middle of the box. The worst possible place to spill it, of course, but that's exactly what he did. And there's Goldson. He's now waiting. There's an official here coming onto the pitch, so I'll have to check out what's going on here. The referee's explaining to someone in the stands. They do have Dundee attire on. A Dundee lanyard, a few other things. The referee's clearly got an issue with something. I'll try and find that out for us to limit the confusion. 31 minutes in, what on earth has gone wrong? Because that's a couple of stoppages that we didn't really need. As the ball is played out towards Goldson again, and he pings it into the roof to Lundstrom. Lundstrom goes long and clears down the line. Rangers with Seema. He's been encouraged forward. Seema looking for Tavernier. Tavernier turned inside into the penalty area, cuts it back. It was blocked. A desperate block from a Dundee defender in the shape of Lamy. And a block behind for a corner. 31.5 minutes gone. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. James Tavernier stood over the set piece once more. No real ambition for a short option. He's told to get it in the mixer. And let's see what we can do from here. Which at the minute is a looping ball into the far post. Again, same area. Every time Dundee have had a player coming in, McGee screams at somebody for a lack of movement, but he heads it behind. He does his job. It will be another corner. There's Suter was running alongside him. The two going at it to try and win it back for their respective clubs. Tavernier is still stood over this ball. A looping ball, a header again. It's this time away from Seema. He's still not fully behind it. There's bodies flying in for Dundee. They've got it clear. McCowan, though, misplaced pass into Cantwell. Cantwell's going to wrap his foot around the ball. He's dragged it wide. He was looking across. There was no real option to curl it to the far post. We had to drill it low. The referee is coming across now because there's a player down. I think it's McCowan. So McCallum was challenging with Seema. Yeah, there's an arm across the face from Tavernier. I don't think he's meant to actually elbow him. He's meant to block him. He has to watch himself. It could have been. He could have done with that arm being a little bit lower. But McCowan is up on his feet with the bleach blonde hair. 33 minutes gone. And he's been told by the official to crack on with proceedings. McCracken once more just takes the 30, 40 seconds that he can, as long as he can, to clear downfield from a free kick, which he does. Smashes it high into the night sky in Dundee. Double deflection header actually puts Rangers on the back foot. Tavernier, though, runs back into his own area, smashes it down the line, straight towards Kamar Roof, who was a willing runner at first, but now just eases off. But there's a misplaced touch from McCracken. Roof gets across, and McCracken claiming he's caught by Kamar Roof, but I think he went to play for that. He has. He's tried to say he was taken out. I mean, McCracken is screaming at someone in front of him to say they should do better. It's his gigantic first touch. He's got a foot touch like a trampoline. There was no need for a boot away like that. And that's the option he chose. Big kick away and hope for the best. And it was a risky strategy. One that nearly paid off for Rangers and Kamar Roof. Here's Goldson. Goldson coming forward. Roof wants the 1-2. Roof plays it 5 yards in front of him. So Siller intercepts for Dundee. Played out towards the left for Cameron. And Cameron's been told to chase it down, which he will. And it is going to be played up into the air. Bakayoko turns. He's going to try and come away with it. Smashed away by Suter. Suter still on the front foot with a pass out to Silva. Silva towards Cantwell. Cantwell needs eyes at the back of his head, which he doesn't have, of course. He goes to Sterling instead. And Sterling can come forward. He's trying to make his way into an attacking position. To the byline he goes. Cuts it back to the edge of the box. Cameron clears. And with 10 minutes left of this first half, the game is just improving on the pace front. A little bit more to it. A lot more excitement for us. And that is why Dundee are starting to really realise they're in a bit of a battle here. But yet we're still missing our opening goal, which the best chance we've had is when Bakayoko put it into the back of the net, but he was offside. And a free kick here from foul by Lawrence on McCowan. Free kick yet to be taken. This is part of the problem for tonight's game. There hasn't been a real desire to get free kicks going early from Dundee. And this is where they're trying to slow it down and help themselves in any way, shape or form. Anything they can do to unsettle the home team, they will certainly try and do so. But it stands 0-0. Little to get excited about for either fan base. As Rangers win a free kick, do they? Kamal Roof is fouled, they said. Not according to the official. Dundee were not that interested either. Home side in possession in midfield. Looking for a long ball downfield. They get it. Looking for Bakayoko. He will have to chase down a long looping ball, which he's had to do so many times so far tonight. And into the touchline because the referee wants to stop play and see just what is wrong with Cameron in midfield. And he's appealing and suggesting that he was caught late, but referee was happy for the game to continue. Wasn't that keen to stop it and restart proceedings. He has now with Dodson. Free kick been allowed to be taken out towards the right edge. This time into Boateng. Silla. Less than 10 minutes left of this first half. Lundstrom wins it back for Rangers, now Cantwell. Suter, high hanging ball into Seamer in the Dundee penalty area. He loops it to the far post. Good head away from Dodson. Wasn't in any frame of mind to keep it in a dangerous area. He just glances it away with his head. Little flick and away from trouble. That's good work, but another corner to come. Tavernier has gone across to take it. Suter waiting like Goldson, like a few other centre-halves. Tavernier with the arm aloft. Swung in, near post again, towards the 6-yard box. Couple of players pushing and shoving. Seamer swings his leg at it. Deflection off his boot from McCowan. Still going. He's flicked it back inside. Oh, it's poor from the referee. McCowan's gone to ground holding his face. He's just jumped up in the air and claimed someone's hit him. And if anything, he's jumped into the arm and now he's straight back up on his feet. The referee has fallen for it, hook, line and sinker. I think McCowan's just done the right thing for his team to try and get it clear, but he jumped up, made sure that Cantwell come across him. Clearly wasn't hurt because within seconds he was back on his toes, but that's all that Dundee fans will want, to see him slowing things down. Free kick yet to be taken. Kraken does put his foot through looking for Bakayoko. Connor Goldson like a salmon flying through the air. He gets a free kick. Here is Suter taking that free kick now, carrying it forward. Loops it to Goldson. Goldson will carry it forward, looking to play it into Tavernier. Tavernier flicks it back with his right boot. He's a bit short of Seamer though, so Seamer can't get to it. Dundee can clear. Lundstrom will carry it over halfway. He goes down the right-hand side for Seamer. Seamer looking in the middle, looking for a way through. Until he goes to the byline, tries to take it on past Tiller, swings the cross in. Tiller gets a toe to the ball. Good defending and ambitious attacking. Great to see. But Dundee come away with it. And now into McCowan. McCowan pokes it to Bakayoko. Bakayoko to Cameron. He will skip away. Oh, it's great defending in Rangers colours in midfield. It was needed, so needed by Sterling, who stepped apart of defence to get the block in as Dundee win a free kick. But it could have been so much worse had Sterling not got to that. Dundee had such a big overlap on the right-hand side, still at 0-0. Free kick taken for the home team. Up towards Tiffany. Tiffany rides the challenge of one, but can't get past Lundstrom. Towards Roof. Roof will spin inside. He's still going, Roof. Floats it over the top. It was an ambitious effort. He's just tried to dig it out and get some loft on it. And all they've done is play it out of play. 41.5 minutes gone. Rangers on the attack looking for Cantwell. Dundee getting across, heading it away. Dodson can pick up the pieces. Just need to settle down here, the girls. There's a bit of anxiety about their play. No real fluidity. Lots of ambition. Getting it in towards the areas of the edge of the penalty box, but not making too much ground with it. Here's Cantwell. Suter. Out to the left. And played into Sterling. Sterling has used his right foot to good effect so far, and he's cut back in again, but not going very far with it. Into Roof, who's dropped out of the attack to try and join in proceedings. Offer an avenue to get through. And now back to Cantwell. Rangers just exchanging short, sharp, snappy passes. Doesn't really go anywhere with it. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence in towards the feet of Silva. Silva went for Sterling. Sterling stayed on his feet for a second. Wasn't alert, and that is why they were unable to pick up the pieces and get to the ball. That was frustration. Doherty's men, a couple of minutes left until half time. It's Man City 0, Real Madrid 1, by the way, in the Champions League. It's Bayern Munich 0, Arsenal 0 as well. And McCracken to take another long delayed goal kick. Fires it downfield, headed away by Goldson, a good header as well, into McCowan. McCowan looking sideways for McGee. Cantwell gets to it first. We've had a lot of aerial Route 1 football for both, as Lawrence makes a challenge and gives away a free kick. He's inside the centre circle when he's punished. He's having a word with the referees, Tom Lawrence. Perhaps in a football league or European match, that possibly wouldn't be allowed. How much of a chelping he gave the official. Built differently in Scotland, so maybe a bit more leniency shown by the official. Nil-nil between the two teams. McCracken again takes his time with the free kick. Bakayoko will be the target. Rangers, of course, need to win this tonight into that second phase of the season. They're behind Celtic after their defeat to Ross County. Dundee have got aspirations of European football and above. And Sterling taking this home. We're just waiting to find out how much stoppage time we have. He goes down the line to Silva. Gets it back on his right boot and goes into Suter. He's level with the edge of his own penalty box and he will make his way forward. Good couple of giant strides to go towards halfway. Into Cantwell. Now Lundstrom. Inside the centre circle, he looks to his right-hand side and it's played to Goldson, who was rushing but wasn't really set. Just the Cruyff turn to give himself half a yard of space. Towards Silva, who's cut in from the left. He's on the opposite flank this time. And the poor pass, looking for Silva from Seema, intercepted by Dundee. Back to Goldson, who won it back. To Suter again, who's got so much space. He fires it to Sterling. It's a good pass as well. Bit of loft on it. Over the head of a Dundee man. Now Sterling towards the edge of the penalty area. Cuts in, whips it in right footed towards the head of Seema. Headed away again by Dundee. They've done so well. Lawrence jumps up. Tavernier jumps up. Handball appeals from Dundee as it's cleared away. We've got 5 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half at the Scott Foam Stadium. And Dodson stayed down, so we're going to have a break in play. Great work from Dodson. It was him that headed the ball away, but he got a bit of an arm in the back from Seema. So once it's cleared, he's just gone to ground to get his breath back. And of course, you can never judge a player to feigning a head injury when you've got the arm in the back of the net. You never know how it's affected them. Long ball to Kamar Roof, who's just flicked it on behind him out of play. And Roof is the latest one to puff out the cheeks in frustration. He's really been pretty quiet out there. He has dropped in and picked up possession, but he hasn't had any service really to attack and have a shot himself. Dundee have kept everything away. A lot of the balls into the box by Rangers have been cleared. And so far so good. If you're a Dundee fan, they've kept the Gers at bay. We've only had a minute and a half of stoppage time. Down the line to Roof from a Rangers header, but he's kicked it straight into the dugout at the Scott Foam Stadium. So throw into the hosts. Fired away down the line. Suter knocks it straight back out for another throw in. Doherty puts it into the hands of McGee. McGee. And again, takes a throw into Bakayoko. That's a really bad layoff from Bakayoko. Gives it straight back to Dundee, who just made 2 or 3 progressions with their throw-ins. Looking at Shaughnessy on the bench, he is shaking the head, the centre half, frustrated at a lack of minutes, of course, because he was hooked off after about nine minutes or so because of a knee injury. They took no chances with him. It's down the left-hand side. It's towards Cantwell. Forward into the Dundee box, headed straight away. It's all got a bit scrappy out there the last few minutes of this first half. Shaughnessy's younger brother just celebrated promotion with Portsmouth. Played his football in League One this year, did Connor. And Joe, the slightly older of the brothers, started his career with Aberdeen. Played for Forfar, Falkirk, St Johnstone, Southend, St Mirren, now Dundee. And sadly for him, his minutes tonight did not last too long. Watching on as his teammates try to keep the visitors at bay. It's into Silva. Now Lundstrom. Lundstrom out to the right-hand side for Tavernier. Looping past to Silva again. It's a little knockback to Seema. Cleared away by Dundee. Only falling to midfield for Lawrence. He wanted to shoot. Delays it. Still going Lawrence. Goes for goal. Blocked. Good, powerful run from the midfielder. He wins his team a corner. Really good that from Lawrence. Put everybody on notice. Put them on the back burner. Good, powerful run into the area. And sadly just whips it past the post. Just what they need. McCracken over this latest goal kick. We've had the 4 minutes 45 stoppage time. We might get one last roll of dice if anyone can get it up the other end of the pitch, but we should be going into half-time at 0-0, I think, as the ball is played forward. Bakayoko out to the right-hand side. The flag goes up, and the referee unable to let Dundee have the chance there. Looks straight across. His linesman spotted it. Referee's glancing at the watch, which suggests any second now we are going to be hearing the half-time whistle, and there it goes. Frustration for Philip Clement's side. Dundee were pretty happy with their progress so far. It is 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal, deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside in the build-up to it. Rangers have put a few decent balls into the box. Seamer and Cantwell have been the busiest, but they've not really created any meaningful opportunities to disperse McCracken. One from Seamer saved easily, and from that it's pretty quiet, 0-0. Dundee 0, Rangers 0 at half-time at the Scott Foam Stadium. The home team are the only ones to have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. A free kick taken on the edge of the box, deflected away by Butland into the palm of Tiffany. His shot across the face of goal deflected, fell to Bakayoko. Looked like Tiffany was offside. Welcome back then to our live commentary of this game between Dundee and Rangers. Unofficial off-tube studio commentary as the game gets back underway with Dundee launching the ball forward from left to right this time, Dundee. And it's putting Sterling under pressure immediately, and he dealt with things pretty well there as it's knocked back from Rangers towards Kamar Roof. Roof plays it to Silva. Good chance for him to stretch his legs, which he uses. Back to Lundstrom. I think if Rangers can get Silva on the ball a little bit more, things can happen for them. There were some positive signs from him in the first half when he was given the opportunity to get into some good areas. He put them on notice as it is into Roof. He will spin and turn and look for the ball out wide to left-hand side for Sterling. Misplaced pass, and Cantwell can't chase it down. Instead, though, Tiffany can for Dundee. We'll get you the teams in a second when Dundee's attack is over, which it is now. Goldson clears it down the right-hand side towards Tavernier. So the teams, it's McCracken for Dundee's goalkeeper, a 4-5-1 of Dodson, Lemie, McGee and Portales. He didn't start the game. He replaced Shaughnessy after 9 minutes. It's then Silla, Cameron and McCowan, Boateng, Tiffany and Bakayoko. As for the girls, Butland, Tavernier, Goldson, Suter, Sterling, Lundstrom, Lawrence, Seamer, Cantwell, Silva and Roof. No subs for Philip Clement's side at half time. And how long that persists, we're going to have to wait and see, because you'd like to think that Rangers have got to show urgency tonight. They have to win, of course. If they want to have title aspirations, we think they have to at least go very close to going all the way this year. This has got to be a win. Can't afford to be second best to a team like Dundee. No disrespect to them, a lot further down the Scottish pyramid this season. Rangers with Goldson. Try to get past Bakayoko. Threads the ball over halfway to Silva. Silva running sideways goes to Lundstrom. He guides it down the line to Tavernier. Tavernier's got the chance to play it inside to Lawrence, but doesn't do so. Goes back to Lundstrom instead. And he goes back down the line towards Silva. Silva using the ability and the speed. He loses the ball, the referee, to let the game go. Bakayoko out wide to the left-hand side. Slowing it down is Dodson. Need to speed it up into Bakayoko again. He spins and turns and goes back into midfield for Silla. Silla's fouled by Cantwell, right on the edge of the the centre circle on halfway. And frustration mounting there for the visiting team, because they thought that they should have had the ability to let play go on. Just an update on the scores in the Champions League. It's still Bayern Munich 0, Arsenal 0, by the way, in the game in Munich, while Real Madrid are beating Manchester City by a 0-0 at the Etihad. This free kick for Dundee is yet to be taken. McCowan finally comes across and takes it, whips it out towards the right-hand side. Defended well by Silva and Cantwell. Going down was Boateng. Not given that free kick, so Rangers hack it clear towards halfway, where Dodson will stand, as will McCowan, and it's back into McCracken instead. McCracken rolls it to the right-hand side, allowing McCowan space to come into. Went to loop it over the top. It's into McGee. McGee goes to ground. Referee says no free kick. Well, McGee going to ground there is a big call, because if he's not fouled, he's running one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but he's slow to get to his feet. Heavy steps, plodding backwards. That'd be worth a replay with that to see if that was a free kick. Kamar Roof is foul. Referee says it's a free kick this time from Peraltes, and he said that is a non-yellow card foul, but can't keep racking these up here. The home team, these niggling fouls on the back of Kamar Roof's legs. into the channel from Rangers, should be ushered out. No, Lawrence has got there, got goal side, cuts it back. Silva had dropped. It went more across the face rather than the penalty spot, and Rangers unable to score, but they do win a corner. Dundee looked to have all this wrapped up, but they allowed Lawrence to get in behind, and McGee just turned it away in the right place at the right time, and boy did he need to be, as Tavernier plunks the ball down for this latest corner. Suter's waiting for it. Fair few others in the red of Rangers are looking around to head this ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Tavernier's cross is headed away by Bakayoko. Cantwell picks up the pieces, and it goes to Lundstrom, who will float it high, hanging ball out to the far post, headed back in there by Suter. He prods it into Cantwell. Now Silva back to Cantwell. Cantwell in the area on his right foot, looking for a way through, goes for goal. It's blocked only as far as Suter. He heads it forward. He didn't realise that Silva was offside. It was never going to get to him. And Dundee clear as far as Goldson. Good turn in midfield from Lawrence. Lawrence is going to come forward before then going backwards into Lundstrom. And the two exchanging passes in midfield. Progressive here, this Rangers football. A bit more dominant. Seamer gets it. Ball whipped in towards Roof. He can't control it. Out towards the right-hand side for Lundstrom. Lundstrom lets it bounce a couple of times before he looks to try and go backwards, keep possession, which he does. As it goes towards John Suter on the ball. A good first touch from him, gets him on the front foot. Under pressure all the way, though, by Bakayoko, who's worked tremendously hard for Dundee tonight. 51.5 minutes gone. 0-0 it remains as Lundstrom comes over halfway into Seamer. Out towards the right-hand side for Tavernier. He works a couple of passes inside and then goes back into Goldson. Now Suter. Rangers have had a bit more zip to their passing. A bit more direct. Even though it's all on the floor, they're going places with it. There's no slowing of the game down. Sterling into Tavernier. Back to Sterling. The two full-backs combining. He prods it forward. It didn't reach any fellow red shirt in Rangers colours. Straight through to the goalkeeper. And it is 0-0. Across at the bench, and the potential options for both teams. All those players warming up, waiting here to see what can happen as Sterling gets to the byline to defensively clear his lines, deflects it away, and eventually Suter puts his boot to the ball, and the Rangers win a throw deep inside their own half with Lundstrom. Rolled out right for Goldson to get his little legs going. Of course, I say that in jest. Tall, powerful centre-half, but short little steps there as he makes his way forward in towards Roof. Back to Goldson. Down the right-hand side to Seamer. Seamer to Cantwell. Cantwell looks forward to Tavernier. Tavernier's running towards goal. He hits it left-footed. It's blocked. Back out to Cantwell. Cantwell has a strike towards goal. That's blocked. He just takes too long. Does Todd Cantwell there. And now Dundee with a deflection. Smash it downfield to Bakayoko. To at least start a counter-attack. Bakayoko, he got caught in two minds. He didn't know whether to pass it or run with it. Instead, he just pokes it 3 yards forward. Here's Lawrence. Lawrence driving forward. He runs into Silla. Referee gives a free kick. Big call that from the official, because it looked like Silla got a toe to the ball. This is where we're just starting to go into the fine margins of the game. Out towards this right-hand side this time for Seamer. Seamer kicks it beyond Dodson. Goes through the back of him, though, when trying to win it back. And we have a Dundee free kick. 54 minutes in. Goalless. Clermont has got a few subs lined up. He's clapping his hands to try and gee up the players that are out there, but subs are being told to warm up, and they're also looking at something which suggests perhaps they're looking at tactics, whiteboards. Whether or not it's for a planned sub in a few minutes' time, but there's certainly a couple of them stood up. And we'll see if that's the case. I think one of them is maybe changing to from the tracksuit to the kit. As Cantwell goes forward, a handball against Todd Cantwell when trying to keep the ball under control. Again, they're taking their time here, Dundee, from this set piece. So Rangers do have one body ready. There's 2 or 3 more being lined up. Kieran Dowell's one of them. So there's 3 subs coming on. Only one's got the fully kit ready to go and come on straight away as Dundee eventually from a crack. And I mean, he might be taking nearly a minute off each free kick here. He just plays it down the line and out of play into the far corner. Still in the Champions League, Man City losing and Arsenal drawing, as the changes are going to be confirmed. So Roof is one of them. A straight swap. He'd like to feel up front. Cantwell is another. He'll be frustrated. He showed a few flashes. He claps the fans. And Cantwell shakes their head, I think more in disappointment he's not staying on. He's not actually kicking off. He's going to shake the manager's hand as Dowell comes on. And Silva is another one. Now that's a surprise because of the flair players that they have in the final third. You'd like to think Silva is the one that can maybe get involved, but Dessers, Matondo and Dowell are on. And that is to try and give them some life in the final third. Let's see if that works. Up towards Dessers. Good touch from Tavernier into Seema. Seema loses possession though. Good challenge from Boateng. Then it's a foul from Seema on Tiffany. Free kick given. Nil-nil. 57 minutes gone. Lawrence tried to play the ball away down the left wing, but could only smash it out of play, but to try and curl it down the line and keep it alive. Up towards Matondo. Rangers lose it though because McGee gets it back out to Bakayoko. Boateng's dropped into midfield second half. He was playing more as like a right winger in the first, but certainly dropping a bit deeper. Bit of a change in system to maybe see out this game for Dundee, but they're doing well so far. We're nearly at the hour mark as Goldson crosses over halfway and fires a ball in. I mean, it's just aimless from Connor Goldson, just running laterally and then let's smash it forward. And hope for the best. Clement turns around. Everyone's frustrated in Rangers colours at what's just happened as Dundee 0, Rangers 0. The scoreline remains. Munich have taken the lead in the tie against Arsenal, which means the Gunners and Man City are both crashing out tonight if it stays that way. Rangers back in play. Sterling to Dowell. Back to Dowell. Tries to prod it forward towards Matondo. Matondo's trying to get to the byline. Cuts it back. Dessers with the target. It's just poked away by Dundee. That's tremendous defending on the 6-yard box. The flag has gone up. I think it's maybe against Matondo for a pull. But the injection of pace he's brought to the game, second to none, really impressive. And yet it had just gone out of play. That's why the play has been stopped. Good spot from the linesman, although pretty obvious at that speed from the opposite side of the pitch. It's a very good call. And 2 subs getting lined up for Dundee. Getting back underway. Lawrence scoops it over the head of Tiffany up towards Dessers. Dessers will back in, tries to hold on to the ball. While he does, he can only give it to Seema. McCowan was a man that had fouled very little yellow cards in this game. Referees just try to let things go. Of course, Scottish football a lot more physical than others. Our mark is gone as Lawrence pokes it to Dowell. Dowell to Seamer. Seamer tries to cut it across the face to Dessers, but it's knocked away and out of play for a corner. Good work from the Dundee defence. Tavernier has to retrieve the ball himself. No help from the ball boys tonight. And he gets it down. Just plonks it into the position he wants, the Rangers captain. To his left, the ball actually went to the right. It looked like it might have gone in at one point, but it's out of play. Dundee clear and out of play for a throw. Very, very good work from Rangers defence, from Dundee defensively. They're looking at a handball appeal perhaps off McGee, but he had his arm tucked into his rib cage. That'll be a really bad call if they even look at it, as the throw-in is waiting to be taken. I think, of course, Dundee were lining up two subs. It's whether or not they're deciding to make them now. Everyone looking across. Yeah, the referee's actually having to stop for that VAR check. And yeah, game back underway. So nothing giving there. 0-0 remains. Dundee versus Rangers. Here is Lundstrom. All the way across to Goldson. Back he goes into Suter. And Suter to Lundstrom now. Poke ball forward. A little slip there from Matondo. Him and McGee are going at it. McGee gets the call that he wants. So back in possession there, the home team. And it is going to be a free kick. A pull on McGee's shirt. It's going to allow McCracken to take all the time in the world yet again, as the two Dundee subs are being readied. A couple of new midfielders will give them a bit of lease of life. They've not created much in the second half. It has been more attack versus defence. Tiffany's the first off. He's replaced in midfield, so it's Bakayoko and Tiffany for Costello and Main. Felt a bit sorry for Bakayoko, no service. And he will clap the travelling and the home end, doing a bit of a tour of the pitch. He's just trying to waste some time. One of the Rangers players has got a little bit frustrated with that. And he now will wrap up any more applause and continue to make his way off as slow as he possibly can. So Costello and Main are on. Dundee fans try to roar their team home. Rangers fans at the opposite end try to do the same. Game in Rangers' half. Goldson wanted Butland to come for it. He never did. There's a slip there from Main. Costello try to help in attack as well, as the ball is from Rangers all the way up towards Dessers. Dessers can't control it. Now they can Dowell, headed away by Dodson. Good jump from Lundstrom. We've got a game of air tennis here. Head, arm, shoulder. Everyone's just jumping up and throwing anything at it. As Rangers eventually take the throw in forward, Doherty screaming at his players as Dowell plays the pass straight over the top into McCracken and out into an easy position for him as a goalkeeper to catch the ball and take his time. Sterling's got the ball, waiting for the proceedings to open up in front of him, try and get a bit more space to attack. As it stands, he's just about coming forward now. Bit of a scrappy bit of play into McCowan. Now Rangers get it back from McCowan's poor pass. Suter into Dessers. Tried to return the pass with a little flick around the side door. Unable to do so. And it's now back. And McCracken will clear. Good work all round from Rangers defensively there. Sterling covering. Making sure that nobody like Suter or Galton were under too much pressure. Now a long ball forward again. It's got a bit desperate from Rangers in that department. Dessers has not really had much service. Neither, in truth, did Kamar Roof, and that's part of the problem they've got, and a lot of it's coming from Connor Galton. Philip Clement is looking on, and he's not happy. Dundee now take a pass themselves and go forward with it, but McGee can't keep it in play, and we just need that quality to come back into this game where the teams are building up some sort of pressure. The way it's being played out at the minute, this is going to be a 0-0 game. There's a lot of glum-looking fans out there, not that impressed by proceedings in either team's colours. As Rangers with Tavernier up towards Seamer. Seamer cuts it back to Lawrence. Lawrence just flicks it to Suter, and Suter is going to try and come over halfway, which he does. It's to Lundstrom. Lundstrom plods his way forward to Lawrence. Out to Sterling. Sterling mislooks, takes his eye off the ball, but eventually it gets to Matondo. Back to Sterling. Those two, I think, might have a good combination down the left, both right footers. Matondo taking them all on himself. He just run out of wriggle room. Couple of flicks. He got away from two, but not the third. And the third was Silla who hooks it away. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. 67, 68 minutes on the clock. Here is Sterling. From the throw. Goes into Dessers. And now Dowell. Dowell loses possession. Lawrence to Sterling. Through the back of Kieran Dowell. Referee says play on. Costello gets it, and that's a good bit of play as Lundstrom had a little hack away at his ankles, but he's run away from him. It's advantage played. He's still going, Costello. He rolls it to the left. It's a shocker. It's a pass that looks like it's a player that's been running in treacle. He's only just come on. Very poor. Same committed for Suter, who showed too much of it to Boateng. Pretty much mirror image passes. So obvious what they had to do. Couldn't do it. And now Dundee are inside Rangers' half. McGee. Back to Boateng. This is the issue for Dundee. They're getting in good areas, and when they get in good areas, it's just backwards and let's keep the ball. And it's that lack of randomness, that lack of burst forward that's helping Rangers stay at 0-0. And the same can be said for Rangers. They're not doing the right thing either to unlock this Dundee defence. But now Dundee have a turn defence into attack. It's out to McGee, puts it across the face, headed away easily at the near post by Sterling. Into McCowan. McCowan's picked up Peters. He will go for goal. It's hit Suter. He's on his backside from the impact of getting his head in the way. No need for the referee to stop, is it? Yes, he is going to stop it. He's just going to check. And Rangers kept the ball. Referee just had one little last check. The game is back underway. Suter's told him he's good to go. And now with Sterling. 22 minutes gone. Or left, should I say. Long ball from Sterling up towards Dessers. Dessers' touch is very, very heavy. And all he'll do is knock it out of play behind for a goal kick. Replay of that McCowan. Yeah, Suter putting his head in the right place, but more like a delayed fall. Just clipped the side of his forehead and he just went back on his backside. As it's still 0-0. It's still Man City 0. Real Madrid 1 in the Champions League, meaning they're crashing out. It's still Bayern 1, Arsenal 0, which means they're crashing out as well. So both English teams are on their way out. This all-Scottish battle is not a good one in terms of if you want goals. Costello's given away another pass. And on the left-hand side, he apologises, but his manager is just trying to get a bit more from him because he's done nothing since come off the pitch, off the bench, but give it back to the team in red, all in Rangers colours. Here now is Suter to Goldson. 65.5 possession for Rangers, 12 shots, only 3 of them on target. One of Dundee's 3 shots on target as Lundstrom pokes it down the line to Seamer. Seamer's got to be quick here. He gets to the ball, he keeps it alive. He goes back inside to Tavernier. Tavernier goes forward in towards Dahl. Dahl loses out though, and Dundee come forward. And now that's a prodded effort out towards the left-hand side, trying to get Main away. But a crunching challenge from Lawrence. Lawrence keeps it in as well. That's brilliant from the Leeds, the former Derby and Leicester man in the number 11 shirt, leading by example. Leicester and Derby had the best of him at times. Rangers, with that challenge, seeing what he can do as a holding midfielder as well. Lawrence pokes it forward, back out towards Lundstrom, turn around the corner to Matondo. This is the man they want on the ball, but Dundee have doubled up on him in towards Seamer. Seamer's touch is heavy, very heavy indeed, and he gives it away. And that's going to now allow Dundee from right to left to clear. Dodson smashing it down the line. He's got Main chasing after it. Goldson takes it from him. Referee says Main just ran into him. No free kick. Rangers ping it early. Too early for Dessers to get to it. But Dundee pick up the pieces. Now Matondo. He skips away. And it's into midfield now. And a simple enough bit of work for the home team. McGee charging over halfway. A couple of touches. Still goalless. Out to Costello. He finally keeps the ball. Costello again loops it out towards the left-hand side, headed away by Tavernier. It's a poor pass across the midfield. Kevin De Bruyne has scored for Man City against Real Madrid in the Champions League. All to play for at the Etihad. As Dundee and Rangers, we await the first moments of quality. Poked ball forward. Here now is Dessers running through on goal. He's going to try and shoot left-footed strike down the throat of the goalkeeper McCracken, who tips it over the top. He just needed a little bit more curl, and it did Dessers to whip it away from goal. It might have found the top corner, sadly unable to do so. And it was a good work from both. Dessers on the attack, and then the save from McCracken. We'll get a replay from behind the goal. Yeah, it's just curling into the keeper. Had he put it further outside the post and curled it in, we might have had a different story. But still, possibly the best effort in the entire game from Rangers, forcing a good save out of McCracken from outside the box. We had Seamers down the throat in the first half. Dessers going close in the second. Here is Tavernier. Delivers the ball in towards the far post, headed away by Dundee. Into the middle. Lundstrom flicks out the header, but Dundee get there first. And now they can come forward with McCowan. McCowan in towards Cameron. Now out to the left for Dodson. He's going to make his way forward. Dodson looking inside. The pass is on if he wants to play it, but he just rolls it left-footed. Back from Cameron. Peralta's. Cameron again. Still on the attack here, the home team. Out to McGee. Goalless as we wait for some chances here for Dundee. Into Boateng. Out towards Costello. Costello's going to turn inside, puts his foot through it to the far post. Rangers get there. Tavernier was waiting at the far post and he just glances it over the top of his head and out of play for a corner. Corner taken, and as Rangers try to attack, Silla stopped it, easy ball in. Over halfway for Boateng. Throw in for McGee to take. Doherty looks on. Sees his team hanging in at times. In other areas, his team more than happy to try and mix it with Rangers and how they've been so far today. They deserve a share of the spoils, that's for sure. But we're into the final 15 minutes. Out to the left-hand side for Dundee, trying to attack now. There's just not been enough from them in this second half. Both teams looked a bit more freer in the first. That's what pressure does. Rangers now on the back foot as Main gets the cross in. It's nowhere near the first man, but at the back post is McGee. Rangers trying to get across. McGee dinks it. Header coming in, but Rangers get there first. But Cameron picks up the pieces. Blocked by Rangers on the penalty spot. Desperate defending from the Gers, and boy was it needed. That's top work defensively from Rangers as Lundstrom wins it back. Now Lawrence. Can Rangers create an attack here? Into Dal. Dowell looks forward out towards the run of Seamer. Seamer wide to Matondo. Boateng lining him up. Matondo back inside. It's gone past everybody in Rangers colours, and it's out all the way on the far side for Dodson. And just when Matondo thought he was playing a safe pass inside, the only thing it was safe for was a Dundee clearance, and that is music to their ears. They're delighted by that. As the ball is fired back and forth, and then we look at McGee, who was the one that could have had the shot at the far post. So McCowan got to it. McGee got on the ball, didn't want to shoot, just dinks it inside. Could have maybe gone to Costello. Cameron, and the block coming in from Suter, I think, looking at it now. So Cameron gets it. Yeah, it was Suter. Threw his body at the ball. And with the inside of his left thigh, it was enough to keep the ball away from goal. As here come Dundee on the attack. Lundstrom trying to come forward. It's poked out wide by Cameron. And unfortunately for Dundee, they've conceded a throw. 0-0 it remains. Lawrence dropping into a holding midfielder role in between both centre-backs. Of course, started his career as a flamboyant winger. In the middle of the park now, trying to tick Rangers over and keep the play alive. Wide to Matondo. Matondo still going on the attack, drives in. McGee sticks out the leg, wins it back for Dundee. And the home side get away from trouble, but then run into it. Suter just puts it into the corner flag and makes Dundee play out from there. 78 gone. Dundee 0, Rangers 0. Rangers back with Goldson. Not for the first time he goes over the top, and for like the 7th time in a row. He plays it straight out for a goal kick, Connor Goldson. His team has got to be starting to get frustrated by that. It's just not good enough. As they're getting another sub ready. And 11 minutes left of this regulation time. Philip Clement looking on. It remains at 0-0. Headed away by Goldson. I mean, defensively, as solid as you get tonight. But it's on the ball. He's looked so bang average playing the ball away. Doherty pacing up and down his technical area. Looking for a way for his team to unlock Rangers. Of course, they've got their aspirations of their own. It's not just Rangers fighting for something tonight. As Dessers gets it, plays it over the top to Matondo. Boateng tracking, gets it inside, and it's a good hooked clearance away. A desperate clearance, but necessary as well at the same time, as it nearly ended up being an attacking pass. It was Lamy that got his toe to the ball and ensured that Rangers had no way of getting through. Matondo, no offside, turns inside, about 40 yards out from goal, into Lawrence. Step over or two from him. Dundee want them to go wide. They've congregated and filled out the middle of the pitch to Sterling. He's used that space. Towards the byline he goes, tries to cut it back, does, deflects, and it's behind for a Rangers corner. Tavernier will make his way across from right back to the left wing spot to take this. He's got Dessers eagle-eyed in the box. Fans patiently waiting for it. Tavernier does whip it in straight into the hands of McCracken, who goes to the floor. There's been an element of time wasting from him since the minute he stepped onto the pitch. No reason that'll change now, especially as the game's getting into the closing stages. Headed away by Suter from that free kick. From that goal kick out the hands of McCracken. McGee walks over to take it, and again, just smart play from Dundee, slowing things down will frustrate Rangers, make them rush a few decisions. That's what they want, as Rangers eventually get the ball back in play and smash it downfield, only as far as Dodson though in the centre circle for Dundee. Straight back from him from Goldson. Goldson towards Lundstrom. Flick on header by Dahl. What a change as well from Rangers sending Ross McCausland on. And he replaced Seamer just a minute or two ago. And that is a change that in the first half you'd have been disappointed with him. In the second, though, he's been absolutely nowhere as Seamer. It's been a frustration for Rangers that they've not been able to get him on the ball again. I mean, in fairness to Dundee, it's their doing to silence him. As the ball played in from Lawrence, Dundee had it clear. Only as far as Tavernier. Now, Kieran Dahl out wide to Matondo. Matondo making his way towards the edge of the box. Matondo looks across. He'll wrap his foot around it. It's just past the post. And McCracken, in fairness to him, looked like he had it covered all the way. He didn't even attempt to save it, McCracken. The reason why it was well wide, but from just behind him, the angle we got, it looked like he might have been wrapping his foot around that into the far corner. Philip Clement looks on. He's looking nervous. His team need a result. As they're under pressure here from Costello, but now easy work from Suter, who rolls it into Connor Goldson. Goldson, 83.5 minutes gone, will plod his way out of centre half. Out towards McCausland. Down the line it goes. Good ball into Dahl, having his shirt put. He keeps it alive. Back into Tavernier. He took so long that a player could get there first in Dundee colours and block the pass. Here is Goldson again. Rolled left to Suter. Suter further wide left to Sterling. Sterling puts his foot on the ball and then rolls it to the far post. Header back inside. It's a tame header from... I did think it was Tavernier. It was. Now Tavernier's not happy. He thought Dessers should have run near post to tap it in. Instead, I mean, he's not happy, Tavernier, but I mean, Dessers had made his run well before Tavernier got to it. He can't just suddenly change his mind. And the ball is played over the top. Matondo will chase it. Behind it, Dundee have got bodies. McCracken puts his foot through it and clears all the way out towards the right-hand side, putting them on the back burner. Good little touch away. Lundstrom appealing for a handball, but Costello's got it now. Turns it inside for Main. I mean, Costello's got to hit that. Instead, he plays it forward, over-hits it, and it's out of play. Over-hit behind for a goal kick. 85 minutes gone. Rangers certainly setting the pace. Forward ball cleared away. Rangers on the attack. To Lundstrom. Sideways to Tavernier. McCausland back to Lawrence. Very, very little in terms of forward progress. Now they are, though. Lawrence pings the pass inside to McCausland. Silla went for it, took the bait. And McCausland was scythed down a good 25 yards out from goal. So Tavernier is over this. This is where he's made his name all throughout his career. Set pieces, penalties, important last-minute goals that are needed. This is James Tavernier's playground in that department. Can he continue that ridiculous record? We're about to find out. Tavernier is stood over it. He does have several other players. They're just there for distractions. We know what's coming. Tavernier is stepping back into his stance. He's getting himself ready to hit this ball. Right-footed, 5-man Dundee wall. 2 players in front of it. Tavernier whips it just over the top. No touch, so it will be a goal kick. But that was not a bad effort from Tavernier. It just needs to be a little bit further away in that example. And it might have dipped in time, but unfortunately he was too far away. And the goal kick by McCracken is now taken forward. Dundee lose it, in fact, with Main. That's exactly as a free kick. Taken by Lundstrom towards Goldson. Down the left to Matondo. Still going Matondo. And still looking at goal. Conversion attempt if you're at Murrayfield. Sadly, for the Rangers man, he needs to keep his body over that and wrap it with his right boot. With a minute and a half left, this game is petering out. It is petering out indeed. Philip Clement's side are not looking in a place where they can win this game. As McCracken takes his time again. Rangers win a free kick this time. Boateng guilty of a poor challenge. On the floor still is Costello. He's claiming he had his boot trod on. Rangers with Lundstrom to McCausland. 30 seconds left for the Rangers side to go and find a way through. It's all very stop-start. There's all very little happening. They've got the ball. They're going absolutely nowhere with it. 90 minutes is nearly up, and it's still goalless. Suter, just such a desperate pass. He was looking to try and find Lundstrom, but Rangers are going sideways. They're not going any way further forward with it. As Dessers gets it. Tavernier, Lawrence, up to Dessers. Out wide to McCausland. Back across to Dessers. Dessers went to try and play it forward. Would have been better off keeping hold of it. His misplaced touch has actually found its way into his path. Dessers turns, tries to go towards goal. A couple of neat touches, but he ran into traffic in the end. Just ran out of wriggle room. as it's back to Goldson. And it's played across the face of midfield into the path of Suter. Arsenal are out of the Champions League. Bayern Munich have beaten them by a goal to nil. Here is Lawrence into Tavernier. He slips, he tries to win it back. Lawrence pokes it forward into Dessers. Little flick to Dowell. Put too much on it. Dowell gets it. Dodgson come off second best in the challenge. Still though with McCausland. Only 3 minutes added on at the Scott Foam Stadium. Forward ball looking for Dowell. Dowell jumps in. Oh, it's such a stupid challenge from Kieran Dowell. He's barely touched him, but because he left the ground, the referee is going to give that and say that that is a free kick, and that is music to the ears of the Dundee bench, especially under so much pressure. And yet, once he left the floor, very, very frustrating. And it's going to allow Dundee, who have taken him nearly a minute for some free kicks tonight, it's going to allow them the time to just take further time off the clock. And now further work for Dundee to do defensively, but only a minute and a half to do it. Down the line, Rangers head it away, clear, back, over halfway, and into the Dundee half, and surprise, surprise, they're in no rush to go and retrieve the ball. This is still at 0-0. And the home team have now got more frustrations. Philip Clement been booked for protesting how slow they are. Dundee throw it down the line. Tavernier gets to it. It's actually fallen into midfield for McCowan. McCowan rolls it in towards Costello. He turns inside on his left foot, shoots towards goal. Double deflection. Rangers clear only as far as McCowan. He's about 30 yards out into McCausland. Silla now puts it back in towards Boateng. Boateng trying to get past Tavernier, and Tavernier will get to it. And down the line he goes, but it's intercepted by Dodson. He's flying forward, now in towards Cameron. Cameron running towards goal, turns away. Cameron will wrap his foot around it. A deflection pass, and that's now going to fall in towards Lawrence. Lawrence is trying to come forward, lays it out to Matondo. It's behind him. If anything sums up this football match, that is it. Tom Lawrence has a 5-yard pass to make to his teammate. It's behind him. That's the Rangers' last chance to attack. And it's been a game to forget for everybody involved. For the quality in the final third.